Yo, what's up, lads? So, we have 2 more sit-downs. More than likely, 2 more sit-downs of Killer 7. And I did some, last time we left off at the Power Rangers slash, anime slash... What's Power Rangers called in Japan? Tetsu...
Super Sentai.
Super Sentai. Okay, so I encountered something I've never encountered before because I was doing some, grinding. Check this out. I was going about grinding, and the machine broke, and the guy, like, bonked it a couple times, and then literally put a close sign, and I can't use it anymore.
You know, I don't think I ever would have remembered that by my own, but I sort of remember that happening once. Maybe when I was watching you play all those years ago.
Yeah, I don't remember it, but... And then I did some research, and I found that every chapter except for the very last one has, a cap. So what I did before... I guess I'll show you real quick, just for the fun of it. Dan is God tier, by the way. Oh yeah, so first of all, let me show you, Dan, I got a couple up to level 5. Power, speed, everything else level 4. She's all level 4. And then everyone else is at minimum level 3. So that's what I did with that. So unfortunately, I was getting ready for the long grind, and the game stopped me. And unfortunately, I'm going to try to grind to level 5 just for the heck of it, just to say I did. But it's going to be a heck of a thing. Because essentially getting one level...
I think there's a Heaven's Smile to the left of you.
Getting one... Oh, dang it. I almost did it. Getting one level 5 for anyone. And granted, remember, there's 7 people, so that's 7 times 4. I got 26 more to go. It takes about 1,500 milliliters of blood. So 1,500 times 26, whatever the heck that ends up being, it's a lot.
Yeah, that is a ton.
So I'm gonna try it. If not, I'm definitely gonna get everyone to level 4 because it's just, I want to. I wanna.
Yeah, I think
I love this game, and I might not ever play it again. So I want to show you how I went about this. The grinding, just for the heck of it, just in case you ever want to grind in this game. So I would kill that one because it's very easy. They move very slowly. And then I would run up here, and I would kill this.
Is it always the same arm?
No, but it is an arm. It's always an arm for these. And then I would pop in the Harmon's room, and then I would walk back out, kill them again. I got up to 68 in a row. 68 smashes in a row. And I would have gotten to 100. I was interested to see, oh, what happens if you get to 100. But then it, like, cut me off from making more serum, and I was like, yeah, I don't care that much to know what happens. But, yep, that's what I did. I just did this room. I guess it would be... Oh, come on. I guess it would be 34 times. And I was willing to do it more, but, like I said, the game... Apparently this and the next chapter, they're like, no, there's a limit. But then the very last one, they're like, no, it's fine, you can do whatever you want. So, but to be fair, I mean... I understand, obviously, each character has its own unique whatevers, but, I mean, all you really have to do is make Dan strong, and then you're like, I'm good. Like, I like the other characters, don't get me wrong, but, like, imagine making Kaede strong, you know? Like, and that's great and everything, but I barely use Kaede simply because she dies in essentially one hit to, like, any, like, higher level enemy, you know? So it's like, what's the purpose of using her? Unless you specifically have to see far away.
The true Chad way is to get all level 5s with Master Smith and then just grenade everyone to death.
We'll see a little bit more on that. But yeah, all this blood I'm getting here does not matter at all. As you can see in this level, you really, really quickly get blood. I started at 300, I barely tried. And I'm up to 600, so... There's a lot. Alright, so we're gonna... I think we have to see Owazuru, I want to say... 3 more times. And,
Light is caprice. Sometimes it escapes the darkness. Sometimes it hides in it. Sometimes it engulfs us, keeping us warm. Other times it desiccates us with absolute pity. Wherever the light may lead, a beast awaits. You You shall be king, traveler.
Yep.
Yep. Seems legit.
I was like, are they gonna put that voice onto that kid? And they certainly did. It's like they're inviting me in. What game's that from? I actually kind of forget.
Isn't that one of the House of the Deads?
House of the Dead 2. Yeah, House of the Dead 2. That's right. So this is a heck of a room. We got ourselves... Please work. We got ourselves, like, legitimately, like... 6 places we have to use collateral shot on.
So that random reference of House of the Dead, I was actually watching a video just like yesterday about like a series retrospective, and I completely forgot that House of the Dead 4 exists because it only came out digitally on like PS3.
I have it on PS3,
Yeah.
believe it or not, yeah.
I don't even think it came out for like Xbox Live for some weird reason. I think it's only PS3 download. They never ported the PS4.
It is very weird. It's
What?
it's not a bad game.
Yeah. The retrospective was pretty much like, yeah, it's the most generic.
I find 3 to be pretty generic. But, like, fine. Very difficult, but whatever. But yeah, 4 is even more generic. So yeah, we took out that big thing because Dan is God tier. I mean, would you expect anything else from the Dan? Alright, let's go talk to Travis. Whoa, looking smooth. I also have no idea what it says on his shirt.
Yeah, from this distance, it just looks like a barcode. Or sideways missing no.
So, this Trevor guy we're going after, Travis is actually, I want to say all things considered, the literal most important character in the game. Although you never have to talk to him one single time. He, like, explains the entire story. You know? So, like, in a way, he's the most important character. And, essentially, he's telling us that this Trevor, the artist guy for this Power Rangers ripoff, he has someone else that works with him that we are unfamiliar with. Alright, I don't need no Harmon's room. Yeah, I was very disappointed to see that thing break on me. I was like, oh. I was like,
Yep.
okay.
Right.
I forgot. I thought I was a room ahead, but I'm clearly not. That's right, Dan. This is too easy. Alright. And then, yeah, like I said, all we have to really do in this part is see Owazaru a couple more times and get ourselves some anime story. Luckily, in replaying this again today, I got all of the ones further back, so I don't have to like revisit anything or whatever. Which that's pretty nice. I will not complain about that. Okay, so we're gonna head right here. No, we're not. I'm like 2 rooms back than I think I am, because everything here actually looks kind of the same.
Yeah.
Let's see how good I can be. This is too easy. Oh. Go away! What if I just died of this? What if these are actually one-hit kills?
Honestly, I think those rolling balls should just be like 50% faster to be more intimidating.
Yeah.
IMO. They're just too slow.
No, I don't disagree. I want to say yes. I want to say I go here. We'll find out in 1 second. Yes, probably so. Yeah, okay. So another banger as far as a puzzle goes. There is a clock. And whenever there's a clock, you use your time ring. And we get an object, which this time we only need 1 object. Although we need, obviously, all of those, like, color code things. And then I think if we had... oh, and this is our old pal Curtis. I actually went the wrong way, so I have to go back just really quickly. I do like how sometimes these characters are, like, very, very, very quickly, like, back in the game again as these, like, ghosts, whatever. We'll see some soon that are, like, very quickly back in. What do you expect from a comic book hero?
You too, buddy.
Curtis is cool. Okay. Yeah, so we're actually going to head down this direction first. I'm pretty sure. Don't just be a Harmon's room. I know, so good. Nope. Okay, so,
dude, there's so many Harmon's rooms in this,
right?
place.
Wait till the next chapter.
It's like the chapter before this, there was like 2 in the entire
For a
place.
very specific reason, there is a lot of... there's, like, way too many Harmon's rooms in the next one. Okay, hello. Did I go the right way? Hello.
Check the map.
No!
You know that thing that you said, like, I don't like checking the map because it makes the game too easy, and then after you said that, you immediately started using it all the time?
Yeah. Well, that's because once you get to this part, it's, like, literally pretty easy to get lost. So we got a painting. Hey, it's our old buddy.
That's a... I want that painting, dude.
Yeah, I would actually use that painting. So we got a crack in the wall. Not sure entirely what to do with this. Boom! See ya. And wouldn't you know, there he is. Right where he was. Wow. Thank you. Oh, cool. Oh my god. Stop it, Oazuru. Okay, so I just want to make sure I'm on the... I'm on the right page here. And yes. Okay, cool. So I actually only needed to find him 2 more times, which is great. So let's head up towards the very end. And get off a dumb Master Smith. What? Master Smith's pretty cool. In fact, I really... now that I used to, like, say in the past when I played this that I thought, like, the only bad characters were Khan and Kevin. And I think at this point, it's pretty clear that it's only... really Khan. Like, Khan's fine.
Do they ever go into Khan's backstory, like, at all?
I don't believe so, no.
That's weird.
Oh, yeah, so that's... we'll see that later.
There's a...
See ya.
The Jukes.
Yeah, I don't... unless I missed it, I feel like Khan is the one that they go into the least. Even Kevin, who is, like, very specifically, like, a silent assassin who never ever talks, I feel like has more, like, character than Khan. So, yeah, Khan's the only one where I'm like, eh. But we'll find some stuff out about all the characters. Oh, by the way. So there's a bunch of, like, things.
This looks like Mega Man Legends or something.
Yeah, right? Yeah, there's a bunch of things. And instead of wasting at least 1 shell for each of these guys, we're just gonna cheese it. See ya, everyone.
Oh yeah, screw those guys.
I don't know what happened there. But I'm a bit spooked, so I'm gonna get out of here, okay? And we should...
yeah, it should be fine.
Yep, alright, we got everything. Sweet. Yeah, sometimes he only gives you 1, sometimes he gives you 2 or 3, so... yeah, this chapter I like, and I like how it's, you know, a lot different and whatever, but it's pretty easy to, get caught up in the fact that it all looks the same, so... really, really easy to get a little lost. So I'm gonna YOLO this. Or no. Wait. Terrace. Yeah, that's right. We're first gonna go and talk to our bud. Rock and roll ain't noise pollution. Straight up, this sucks butt. That's me. Right, so we can skip this because we already did that. He's just essentially telling you to get in to this place. You gotta get good. And get all those samples. And it would be pretty annoying considering Heaven Smiles always, like, come back. Wait, what?
Yeah, what a weird camera angle. How did one of those not hit? I could have sworn one was directly in front of it.
Luckily, we don't need too many more vials, so... Alright, this is the part where I'm going to try to YOLO it. Oh, except for this. I'm glad those guys are really only in this chapter that I remember.
Oh.
I think there's RNG, no joke, because earlier today, I just ran through with no problem. They were, like, way further to the right, kind of like that other one you see to the right. And I didn't have to fight any of them, so... Whatever. Wind ring... Windmill... Some of the... I think I've said this multiple times, but some of these puzzles are, like, really have to think. And some of them are like, oh, they have a clock. Should I use the time ring?
Yeah, it seems like the first 3 chapters, they were a little bit more focused on nuanced puzzles, but, like, the last 3 chapters have been mostly just shooting and use rings.
Yeah, there's still a couple... There's gonna be a couple coming up that are still, like, a little complicated. Like, I don't even know how you're... I saw it at the last second. I don't even know how you're supposed to, actually get the weaknesses on those.
Yeah.
So, like, imagine if you had, like, a multiplier and you're like, oh, cool.
It'd just be like, use con and get lucky.
Yeah, or you can let them hit you, and you don't lose a multiplier from what I've seen, so...
Or use base Kevin and just phase through them.
Yeah. Just get lucky. So let me show you...
my house.
Let me show you this real quick. No. Okay. Maybe I don't know. Oh, here we go. Yeah. Is this it? Yeah. So this is neat. We're not going to have to use it because we found everything, but I like this. So, if you remember from earlier, there were a couple places we found these lamps, and it said, "A strange flame indeed." And essentially what these are waypoints to further back. I think this one's... No, this one's not in the church. This one might be right near the very beginning of the level. But this is really nice if you're like, I missed some, and you don't have to go back the whole way. So, if you look, I'm... Yeah, literally right near the church right now, which is like nowhere near where I was. So, you can use all 3 of them to your heart's content, but we have everything, so we don't have to use them. I just thought I would show it off. It's a pretty neat little bonus, so, you know, probably realizing that on a first playthrough, people would not have all of them, you know? But we do, so we use the weird engraving, and then we wait for this literal 30-second cutscene to happen. And it's funny, because these are actually, like, the gradients that the colors would be. Like, white is, like, the whole way up. Black is nothing. So that's kind of neat. Although yellow's not right. But I think yellow's, like, the main... It's like the superhero person in this, so... I guess even though they're yellow, they get all the colors, because they're the essence of good. So this is a bit of something. There are a... It's kind of cool. There is, from what I can tell, like, one of each of the colors.
That's cool.
Oh, nice. That's actually...
Oh, and they even do, like, purple blood. I want to see that pink blood.
On.
Pink blood meat. Oh, aesthetic.
Kino. Yellow we have seen before. Oh, hi.
Oh, hi.
Yeah, literally. There might be one more. got him! And then, because this cutscene involves Dan, you have to use the collateral shot to open this. And we got some more anime.
And Dan takes up all the screen time.
Yeah, over the last part of the game, for sure. I also think since they already drew Dan that they're like, we're not drawing someone else, you know?
Yeah, that's
Yo,
a pretty good point.
how's it going with next week's story, huh?
Whoa! This is unbelievable! You really came? I didn't think I had such power.
You're one lucky guy, you know that? Let me ask you, what happens to your prophecy if I shoot you right now?
Oh, I already wrote it. I wrote the story, so you'll die. Hey, it's almost time for their appearance. The appearance of heroes! You better watch out. These handsome men are tough. Trust me, I know. 'Cause I wrote them. Kill Dan! Give him the old handsome wink
So
stuff!
anime.
Yeah, even the voice acting, like Dan's delivery is way different than anywhere else in the game. It's very deliberate.
Rip Trevor.
I suggest you don't get too involved. Unless, of course, you want to end up like this fellow here.
You think you guys could kill me?
I didn't know Killer 7 had a sense of humor. It's showdown, Dan Smith. Here's a
Base.
You'll pay for Black's death, bloody psychopaths, Killer 7. Prepare to die. We are the Punishing Rangers, the Handsome Men!
Sorry, but your stupid series ends today. I'll finish you all at once if that's more convenient.
It is
Fine.
different, you're right.
Let's settle this once
Yeah,
and for all.
it seems like they're just like...
7 versus 7, fair and square.
It's like
the place will be
Dan's
Broadway,
character.
New York at 0400. Wait! I'm not finished with you yet!
Talk about characters out of a comic.
It just goes to show how good the voice direction
It's
is
so
in this
good.
game. It's like, on purpose, they're like, hey, make it like a terrible anime.
I
dub.
feel like how he did that was he did his normal voice but said it out of the side of his mouth like, talk about comic, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, they said, instead of fighting us here, meet us in Times Square at 0400, which can't be right, because that's 4 a.m. in the morning. And I'm pretty sure when you fight them it's daytime, but I'm not sure. Anyway, so we go to Garcian's trailer house, and literally all we have to do is just log out. I think they just want to give you an option to, like, I don't know, save or, you know, whatever, which would make sense.
Rest in peace, 1,000 milliliters of blood.
Yep. Next chapter, this one that I'm going to be playing right after this, I'm not even going to bother with blood. I'm just, it's kind of a hard chapter in general, whereas the last chapter is generally easier for, like, enemies, and I'm just going to focus there for all the grinding.
Oh, so there's a chapter before the last chapter. This game's pretty long.
Pretty long game. Yep, all things considered. Well, so actually we have one more chapter, and it's put into 2 parts, and then the final chapter. So technically, I guess you could say 3. And as well as this. This isn't, you know, this is still part of the chapter 5 or whatever.
And I can't even think of what the next... Ooh, actually, Con.
They're coming!
I'm definitely purple, by the way.
I was literally going to say the same thing.
The handsome men! Awesome!
Boobs. I love it. It's done so specifically. Me. Oh, yeah.
At least they have the belly physics.
Yup.
Pink! Handsome men!
They're really here! Did you see that? A real handsome pose!
Hope you guys are
You actually
ready.
see Kevin and all them
I
in...
must say, to decide where you will die is a gallant act.
Fitting for the Killer 7, don't you think?
I think that's enough chit-chat. Shall we begin?
Harmon looks pretty cool.
Why
I know.
not? I've got the ultimate cards matched up. Let's get it on.
So this is, I say this every time, but this is actually the most unique boss in the game. Having beaten the game now, this is the most unique boss in the game, and I'll tell you the secret at the end after I do the whole thing. But
First matchup, Harmon Smith versus Handsome Red.
What a beginning.
Hajime, get ready to hear that a lot. Woo!
Next matchup, Con Smith versus Handsome White Pearl.
Hajime.
What? Do you have any blood vials?
You can't even press start.
Well, at least you probably just need a majority win.
Dang it! Con, you failed me.
Our third matchup is Coyote Smith versus Handsome Gold.
Hajime. You're effed.
It looks like they just mirror your moves, so just line them up first.
Alright, we're good. Who's next?
Fourth matchup,
Ah, yes.
Coyote Smith versus Handsome Light Brown.
But why? Dang.
Alright. Okay, here we go.
I have a feeling that Spencer's playing this up and it's scripted. Although I don't know.
Fifth matchup, Kevin Smith versus Handsome
I do like
Dead.
Handsome Dead, that's pretty cool.
Oh, dude. Knife fight on Times Square.
Knife fight on the Times Square, indeed. Alright, who do I have left?
It's just...
Dan, Mask, Garcian? Is that it?
Sixth matchup, Dan Smith
Well,
versus
our main
Handsome
man
Blue.
Dan can't let us down.
Hajime.
Actually,
Alright, what is it? Mask? Am I missing someone? No, there was Harmon, so I'm missing someone.
Seventh matchup.
Yeah, okay.
Mask Smith
Yeah, because they're
versus
8th, and
Handsome
8th is
Blue.
Garcian. Cool.
call comes down to this. Who would have guessed?
This is by the way not RNG. This happens. this part right here happens. And you get an
Wait.
upgrade.
Another one?
I know. So here's the thing. The first time I did this, it took me a million tries to figure this out. And what you actually have to do, and they give you no indication, is he now has a 5-piece charge shot. And you use that. Otherwise, you would be here for literally ever. Bada boom.
Man, Master Smith gets,
Anime strong.
yeah. It's like characters like Khan and
Final
Kevin get
matchup,
completely ignored.
Garcian Smith versus Handsome Pink.
Okay, so that was all scripted. I just wanted to try it off. That always happens the exact same way. As Trevor pretty much
Girl's an
guessed.
avid gamer. Her world of games and the real world coexist as one.
Nice to meet you, Mr. Killer Garcian. My name's Love.
How you know my name?
Because I write the story, mister.
I don't follow.
Here's the thing. I'm working for Electro-Online Inc. I create propaganda using media, you see?
You're saying that they're all Electro-Online's advertisements?
That's why I'm gonna bring them down. I'll make them pay for Trevor's death.
Can you really do it?
I'll make sure justice is done. But in my book, though, you be sure to check it out in next week's issue.
Sounds like a man's voice in there.
I'm really glad
Yeah.
we met, Mr. Killer Garcian.
The pleasure's all mine. Love, your passion is inspiring to us all.
Thank you. I'll be watching you, mister.
See, that was the other character that I love it.
I also have no idea what that cutscene was even supposed to be about.
Dad, yes, that was the. Remember when Travis was talking about the other person that writes for Trevor? That was the person.
Oh, okay.
But it was also very confusing. And like I said, just to be clear, that was 100% scripted. It is always like that. So
It's over.
We
See
beat
ya,
it.
folks.
beat the game. But yeah, you wouldn't lose at that mask. Oh yeah. You wouldn't lose at that Master Smith part, but you would sit there forever going, why is nothing happening?
Oh, you don't even die. You just sit there.
Yeah,
forever.
you would, like, I literally sat there for 3 minutes and was like, what am I doing wrong? And then I realized that you can use power shots, and I was, but he's the only one you can use power shots on, so it's like, oh god. Wow, I hit the 100 mark. Oh, because I did the grinding, yeah, right. I was like, wow, that's very uncommon to hit the 100 mark. Okay. So, prepare yourselves in that a lot of things are going to happen very soon. Like, a lot of very major story stuff. It's you know how, it's not as bad as Dino Crisis 2, where it was like 2 minutes to the end of the game, it was like, here's the whole story. But holy crap, once you get over this Power Rangers part, which is very silly and fun, all of a sudden everything really, really hits the fan. So this is technically the second to last chapter, although it's in 2 parts. We're going to, hopefully, and I think we will, finish the first part. And that'll set me up for the second part, where I can grind, hopefully, and then finish off the game next time. But like I said, there's going to be things happening. So first things first, I am pretty sure that this is Owazaru, because it looks exactly like him.
And the weird videos and stuff.
Although I'm not really sure. I haven't talked to Owazaru specifically.
I mean, it seemed pretty obvious that was him.
Yeah, I haven't talked to him for him to be like, oh, did you see how I died or whatever. Like, I assume they probably will, because I was just trying to get through the game earlier. But yeah, that's pretty certain it's Owazaru, and we will meet that guy there again, so... we've seen essentially everyone except for the kid and Travis at this point. Although Travis, I'm pretty sure they do it specifically because he's your first one that it's like... I don't think you ever, like, see him in any alive sense. So, yeah. If you like any characters in this game, any characters at all, this is Game of Thrones level now. Just get ready for it.
Hello, Mr. Smith. The election is drawing near.
I love how it starts with this, which is always super funny, and then 5 seconds later it's like, hey, by the way.
Thank you and have a nice day.
Harmon getting abused.
Other things. Oh, also, but I don't think it's technically X-rated. I think it's, like, censored, but there's, like, some stuff. Anyway, let's start off. If you're a kid watching this, why are you a kid watching this? So yeah, first up. Oh, she is wearing clothes, okay. It looked earlier like she wasn't wearing a top, and I was like, oh, jeez. But yes, our lovely Samantha is not alive anymore. And we get to go into the Forbidden Room.
Epic.
Check.
By the way, the end of the scene is something I still don't understand.
Coincidence. Check. This time, the game is mine. Do you want to hear a story, Harmon? Why not?
Why not?
There once was a young man who had a promising future. The center back position was his to keep, and no one could take that away from him. Any play was a fair play. No one blew the whistle on him. Everybody loved him. Not to mention his campus sweetheart. Oh, she was something. They were the perfect couple. He graduated from Columbia with an MBA. His opportunity was infinite. He could do whatever he wanted with his life. But was he satisfied? No. Every night he would cry, begging the Lord. Something deep within needed awakening. Then one day it happened. That moment when the subconscious rises to the surface. Well, the way it triggered was very simple. It happened when his mother came on to him one night. As if the spirit of Jack the Ripper had taken over his body, he stabbed and stabbed until you couldn't tell who she was. You know what I think? An angel whispered into his ear. The angel gave him the extra courage he needed to give her the divine retribution she deserved.
Sure she wasn't the Hell's Angel?
I'm pretty sure she only had good intentions.
You really are a villain.
I had nothing to do with it, but I must admit, my memory has become a bit misty these days.
So the best I can figure from that scene at the end is that the only reason Garcia, and by the way, here's something else that's kind of neat. You can't go in that Harmon's room again. The only reason Garcian would have went in there, I'm guessing what they're implying is that something would have happened to Samantha, I guess. Like, that's, like, the only reason he ever would have went in the Forbidden Room is that, and then when he saw Garcian, he was like, ah, no, no! And then, of course, the bad guy was, like, laughing because he likes, you know, death and stuff. That's the only thing that makes any sense to me.
Yeah, who knows?
Yeah. So, yeah, story. Continued story.
The remnant parties have started making their move.
I felt a disturbance in the air. What's gonna happen?
Terrorism. Different from the smiling faces. It's hard to predict the kind of terrorism Japan will engineer.
Terrorism using wood, most likely. Think they're capable of damage devastating enough to shake the foundation of the United States?
I need you to fly to Philly, right? A former aide to the leader of the UN party is information. He goes by the name Matsuken. Okay, he's staying at the Union Hotel. Now find him.
Who is he?
Kenjiro Matsuoka. He's the only guy remaining that belonged to the UN party. Now, he's the leader of 10 million secret Japanese members that are scattered around the world. He is a major force.
10 million?
What do you think they're capable of?
If they gathered in one state and organized their votes as one large block vote, then
they can win the seat of a state. It's gonna be a wild game, because everyone's gonna want a piece of Matsuken.
The master has disappeared.
Yeah, Garcia. About that. Look, I need to tell you something real important.
Go ahead, lay it on.
Let's see, how should I, Okay, 30 years ago, you and Harmon...
Yep.
Okay, I think he's dead now.
So cliche, but as I really like Mills, so I'm like, I was very shocked and disappointed, but like, it's very cliche to be like, I have something to tell you, and then like instantly die, but they still did it in a pretty like, you know, cool way in general. But yeah, so like I said, when I said it's Game of Thrones style, it's like Game of Thrones style, where they're like, "Hey, every character." I hope I hope you don't like any character because yeah. We'll see you in a second, lads.